Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitamscha Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dati Swapadantikam Namaom Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was on this planet for exactly 48 years. 24, that is exactly half, is classified as his Grihastha Leela, his childhood pastimes, then as a scholar. Then he got married to Shri Lakshmi Priya Devi. After her departure to the spiritual world, he married Vishnu Priya Devi. And at age 24, he took sannyas. I think Gaurang Prabhu discussed about little bit about his sannyas pastime, where he told his mother that just in a fit of excitement I took sannyas. I don't think I'm mature. I should not have. Let me come and stay with you again. And she said, no, don't do that. It could be a disgrace. Better you stay somewhere nearby. And she suggested Jagannath Puri, Nilachal, Dham, that Navadip and Puri are just like two rooms of the same family, two rooms in the same house. Family members can go visit each other. So why don't you stay in Nilachal? So he agreed, as if he never knew. This is one thing we see in Chaitanya Leela. Mahaprabhu is the supreme controller, and he exactly makes people say, request, do things which are for the furtherance of his Sankirtan pastimes. So acting as if on the behalf of his mother's instruction, taking that to be his order, Mahaprabhu left for Nilachal. He came with a few followers. It is understood that He took sannyas in the month of Magh. Now I am talking of Shakabda, the Shaka era. So 1431, Magh, he took sannyas. Falgun, he came to Jagannath Puri. And the year changed. So 1432, Shaka era, Vaishakh, he began his journey to South India. Now it's not so easy to start a journey all alone and that too on foot in the month of April and May. But that's what he did. He gave the excuse to his devotees that my dear brother Vishwarup left home and I want to search him out. I know he's somewhere. He has taken sannyas. I have a desire to find him out. So can I please go? And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes how the devotees, they were stunned that we are going to lose your association. You are going to go far away. And Mahaprabhu himself said that I can't bear to live without you. You are all my life and soul. And somehow I am going to do that. I am forced to do that. Now when he says I am leaving, we can't imagine how many devotees would have felt the desire that let me accompany you, I can come with you. Sarabham Bhattacharya by that time was, I forgot to mention, this time in between Falgun, he had spent those days with Sarabham Bhattacharya. Sarabham Bhattacharya was now a devotee. He says, Shire Vajra Padi Jadi Putra Mari Jai. If I get hit by a thunderbolt or if my son dies, I can withstand that. But I can't bear your separation. So please stay. So then Mahaprabhu looks at the devotees nearby and he says, I am a sannyasi. There is Jagadananda. First of all, he looks at Nityanand Prabhu. He said, you are just like a Katputli wala who just pulls strings, and I am just like your doll. You just pull string and my hand goes up. String here and my hand goes up. I took sannyas. I am supposed to go to Vrindavan and you cheat me and bring me to Shantipur. My dharma is to carry the danda and you break it. And you tell me that I fell on it and it broke into 3 pieces. So, what am I supposed to do? This Jagadanand Pandit, he wants me to enjoy sense gratification, eat royal food. And if I don't, he fasts for 3 days. There is Mukunda. When he sees me lying on the bare ground, his heart is torn apart. He wants me to have some comforts. And when I don't get that, he is unhappy. Seeing him unhappy, I become more unhappy. Seeing me more unhappy, he becomes more unhappy. There is Damodar Pandit. He is like a strict schoolmaster carrying a stick in his hand, always teaching me, you should not be doing that, you should not be doing this. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains, in the guise of criticizing his devotees, Mahaprabhu was actually praising their good qualities. Why did he do that? So that none of them should feel that, he took him with him to South India, he didn't take me. In fact, Nityananda Prabhu said, I have been there. If you remember, Nityananda Prabhu had a long stint as a Parivrajaka Acharya with that Brahmana when he was a young boy. He said, I know so many shortcuts, I know all the paths, I know all the temples there, so I can come with you. And Mahaprabhu said, no. When Mahaprabhu was telling this to his devotees, they were all, what can they say? Finally, Nityananda Prabhu brought out the last kind of a card. He said, you have to carry your water pot in one hand. You have to carry some extra clothes. Sannyasi clothes, just a kopin and a small wrapper around your waist. But your fingers will be busy in counting. Tomara hasta baddha nama ganane. Now, isn't it surprising that we say, what is Krishna consciousness? And the acharyas say, see the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Here is the supreme avatari rather, the foremost incarnation. He is counting the daily Nam Seva, what he is doing. He used to use his fingers. How many of you have been challenged by at least somebody once in your life as to why you count your numbers, why you count your rounds? Raise your hands. So many of us. Many years ago, we had one person, and there was a nice preaching program going on at Radha Gopinath temple, the Gita course. And he said that I actually chant more. He was challenging the preacher. So he gave him a clicker and said, okay, you have your job. And his favorite saying was, Bhagwan ka naam leke ji rahe hain. Actually, I had gone to his shop once for something and I heard him, kaise hain, theek hai, yeah, Bhagwan ka naam leke ji rahe hain. In India, it is very fashionable to say that Bhagwan ka naam leke ji rahe hain. Then he was offered this clicker. He liked the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. He was just against counting it. Counting seems like school children's homework or whatever makes you fruitive. He came and said, with that clicker, I counted how many times I chant. He was thinking I chant day in, day out. It was not even 108. He said, I don't even chant one round in a day. I mean, I was thinking I chant all the time. Knowing this problem in Kali Yuga people, Mahaprabhu himself put this in practice. He himself counted. Now the gopis and the pure devotees, they don't need to count. But we need to. Why? Just fulfilling a particular quota won't give you love of God. It's not how many times you say, I love you, that a person actually loves somebody. But here, we are doing sadhana bhakti. In a nice seminar, His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj said, what's the definition of sadhana bhakti, devotional service in practice? Loving Krishna where there is no love. Like we are sitting here, for you it is tapasya to hear. For me, it is tapasya to learn everything by rote and just say things. But we are doing it because the Acharya said hear, Acharya said speak. By speaking, your tongue gets purified. By hearing, your ears get purified. And we are fasting. Is it not? It's not tapasya? It is. Like someone's birthday and we are fasting. I mean, he can fast if he wants. Why should I fast? I was reading in the 11th canto, just a side line. It is instructed in the deity worship manual and throughout the Vedic scriptures, especially the tantras, offer opulent foodstuffs, opulent items in Archana Paddhati, in worship of Archa Vigraha. Why? There is only one way that our desire to enjoy this world will go away if we give whatever is opulent in this world to its real owner. Like they say, सब कुछ भगवान का है, उनको देने की जरूरत क्या है? Why should you give everything to the Lord? Everything belongs to Him. If Radha Govind Maharaj gave an example, if you take a loan from a bank, whom will you repay? Your mother? Your wife? You have to give money back from where you took it from. So if everything belongs to Krishna, it has to be given back to Him. And there is no way we can give up our enjoying mentality unless we give things in supplication, in a mood of, you are the enjoyer, I am the enjoyed. So I think yesterday, Kavichandra Maharaj made a very significant point that this Krishna Consciousness movement is meant to teach people the method to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And the first principle is to count. We find the same thing in Parampara. Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gana Natibhi. Raghunath Das Goswami used to count not just the rounds, but also the obeisances paid to Vaishnavas. Some say is to chant his daily quota of rounds and 2,000 dandavats every day. But there were not so many Vaishnavas in Vrindavan. How do you offer 2,000? He would remember them and offer dandavat. So Nityan Prabhu's proposal was accepted. We are not going to go through the entire South India thing. It took 6 years for him to travel. And Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami says he visited unlimited places. So this is my favorite part of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I just taken few highlighted portions of that. Some of the best, we can't say the best, but some of the things which are like more remarkable. Okay, I'll confess from my point of view. You may, I hope you may agree with this list. But there is much more than this. So, the meeting is over. Mahaprabhu decided to leave. And then Sauram Bhattacharya comes and says, please, few days more. And he says, but I mean, there's no like a schedule. He's not supposed to visit a particular place. So Mahaprabhu agrees. This is another of his personality. That when a pure devotee says, please stay with us. Yudhishthira Maharaj prayed to Lord Krishna. He agreed. Prabhupada's disciples prayed to him. He said, I am not in control. You ask Krishna. So they asked Krishna. They prayed to the Lord that please, our Guru Maharaj's work is not finished. Krishna agreed. So here too, Mahaprabhu agreed. And a fabulous feast was cooked by Sauram Bhattacharya and his wife. That itself is such a big portion of Chaitanya Charitamrita that Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami says that I'll describe it later. Right now I'm in a mood of describing his traveling pastimes, so the prasadam thing will be described later. So of course we also won't be taking that. The prasadam program is over. As I think Gaura Prabhu said, to discuss prasadam on a fasting day is a bit too much. And the next day, Sauram Bhattacharya was told that tomorrow I'm leaving. So they all went to Alalnath, which is a temple nearby. Many of us have visited. Sauram Bhattacharya came few steps away from his house and shrieked and fainted. Imagine the Raj Purohit, one of the greatest scholars, and Mahaprabhu did not even look back. He just went. Explanation? Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami says, this is the nature of Mahanubhav. Great personalities behave like that. Vajradapi kathorani mriduni kusumadapi. They are tougher, thicker, stronger than thunderbolts, and as more delicate than a flower. But then they show both of these features. So the devotees came to Alalnath. Nityan Prabhu was there. They started chanting, dancing. Mahaprabhu started showing all the Ashta-sattvic vikar, horripilation, Sweda, Kampa, Ashru. They rested for the night. That night only the inner circle was allowed inside. Next day morning, Mahaprabhu and one assistant, he agreed for an assistant. So when Krishna Das came just to carry his water pot and cloth while Mahaprabhu would be chanting, the kirtan reached a crescendo and again the devotees fainted. Mahaprabhu just started walking. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has a very nice way of describing that. He said that as soon as Mahaprabhu left Alalnath, he chanted a particular mantra. He calls it the Ram Raghav mantra. Just a moment, I'll find it. Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Raksha Mam. Krishna, 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 Pahi Mam. Ram Raghava, Ram Raghava, Ram Raghava, Raksha Mam. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahi Mam. This is what Mahaprabhu was doing while he was ecstatically dancing. This is his area. I mean, this is his world. This belongs to him. And the Supreme Lord has come to discover, to preach, to reclaim conditioned souls. How does he preach? He would go to some place, somebody would come to visit him, Mahaprabhu would embrace that person. He would be chanting Hare Krishna. Just by that one embrace, that person would start chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. He would go to his village, people would say, what happened? He would preach, he would embrace them, they would start chanting Hare Krishna. Quite easy, isn't it? Easy because it is done by him. But basically, what Mahaprabhu did, that he showed how in this age, this is the only Yuga Dharma, and he actually infused the love which he had, what he wanted to taste. In fact, he didn't do this kind of thing in Navadvip. And Prabhupada makes a pertinent point there. Preaching in this material world is difficult. We will have so many challenges. We should find out which particular area or which particular mode is favorable and stick to that. What he couldn't do in Navadvip, now he was doing on the streets of South India. One of the first major incidents, there are many, I've just taken about 4 or 5 in our short time together. So, he comes to a place called Kurma Kshetra. Kurma, Lord Kurma, as we know, is the incarnation, Lila avatar of Vishnu. Incidentally, there is a Brahmana whose name also is Kurma. And he sees Mahaprabhu, is very happy. He calls him to his place for prasad. Mahaprabhu would always take prasad, lunch, in the homes of Brahmanas. But we find that he didn't make any distinction between caste, creed. So why Brahmanas? The answer is, every Brahmana would have a shaligram in his home. And Mahaprabhu would insist on shaligram prasad. So that's the reason why. Brahmana doesn't mean just by caste, where actually that shaligram is offered seva, and whatever lunch is available is the Lord's Mahaprasad. And something dramatic happens. Kurma, just like we have so many devotees who have this experience, you come across one preacher, you like his kirtan, singing, and you say, Prabhu, take me with you. I want to join you. And Mahaprabhu looked at Kurma and said, why? Stay where you are. And he said, no, material life is troublesome. I remember when I had come here, I had asked Radhanath Maharaj that I want to join. He said, why? I said, I have to think of some really spiritual reply, something philosophical. I said, because material life is full of problems. So he said, what if spiritual life has problems? Stumped, no reply. So he said, don't come because of problems. If you have a service attitude, then come to spiritual life. So of course, it's a long way to go, but still that's the correct understanding. We don't come to Krishna consciousness just to avoid problems. Problems are our own doing, our own karma revisiting us in some other form. So Mahaprabhu tells him that Jare dekho tare kaha Krishna upadesh, Amar agyay guru hoya tar ei desh. This has become a pivot, a very important concept of our understanding. Krishna Upadesh, and Prabhupada is very clear about what Krishna Upadesh is. Two things. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad. That's all. Gita is Krishna Upadesh, Krishna's spoken Upadesh. Bhagavatam is Krishna Upadesh, Upadesh about Krishna given by other authorities. Bhishma, Prahlad, Shiva, Kumara, so many. So he says, on my order, you become Guru. Guru, as you know, is a very difficult thing to understand, difficult more to live that life. But Gaudiya Acharyas have crystal clear understanding of this, that you become Guru only because you have been ordered to. And Kurma Brahmana is still sort of confused. He says, no, don't worry. If you do this thing, preach Krishna Upadesh, at this very place you will again get my association. So Mahaprabhu has promised all those who are faithfully spreading this message that you will never be bereft of my association. Again the Kurma Brahman began following him. Mahaprabhu didn't look back, went ahead. In that very village, there was another. Now this is the first time I heard it, it was so confusing. This Brahmana had leprosy. Now we have seen lepers, but this is nothing of what you have ever imagined. His body had sores. They had festered and become really, really big wounds filled with pus. Worms grew into that. And this kind of worm-infested body, he would still somehow survive. If a worm would fall from his wound, he would pick it up and put it again. What was his consciousness? I am living in this body. Somehow this is my lot. And this is your home too, because Krishna has allowed you to stay here. So maybe you also should live. This Vasudev came to see Mahaprabhu and was very happy, and suddenly Mahaprabhu embraced him. And what happened? All his leprosy went away. Now seeing his body glowing, effulgent, youthful, he became morose. You may say, why? Now you got what you wanted. This is not what he wanted. He said, look at me now with this material asset, I'll be proud, I'll be arrogant. Oh, look at me. I have this is a big miracle which has occurred in my life. Again Mahaprabhu said, you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra incessantly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You preach this message and I will save you from pride. Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami says, Dhanyam tannaumi chaitanyam vasudevam dayardradhi nashta kushtam rupa pushtam bhakti tushtam chakarya. I glorify Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He gave this benediction to Vasudev, the leper. Nashta kushtam, his leprosy was gone. Rupa pushtam, he made his body strong. Bhakti tushtam, and he made him happy in devotional service. Lord Chaitanya was then glorified as Vasudeva Amrita Prada. That is the name given to Lord Gaura Hari. After that, they move forward. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then came to a place where there was a Narsimha temple, a Ahobil Narsimha temple. He offered pranams. We sing that prayer. Shri Narsimha, Jai Narsimha, Jai 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 Narsimha. Praladesha Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Bringa. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu, Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham, Narsingham Bhishnam Badram, Mrityur Namamyaham. It is interesting that Mahaprabhu on his travels, he visited so many Shiva temples, so many Ram temples, so many Vishnu temples. In fact, Kaviraj Goswami says, I can't count how many temples he visited. By the way, just for making an understanding as to how did Mahaprabhu go in which area, I gave up after I came across a verse which says that he just went east, west, left, right, up, down like that. I don't know. Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami himself is saying, I am not giving a chronological account. Whatever just comes to mind, I am writing. So, we will try also to follow that pattern. On the banks of Godavari, he met Ramananda Rai. They talked. That talk is compared to mining precious jewels. Kaviraj Goswami says it is like copper to touchstone. Copper, bell metal, silver, gold, and touchstone. That the 5 rasas are compared like that. This discussion goes from page 99 to 299. So you can imagine it's like very voluminous. The conventional understanding was, if you do varnashram duties, you are perfect. And Mahaprabhu, he began his discussion, like varnashram is supposed to be the top order of Vedic social understanding. And Mahaprabhu just says, Eho Bahya. This is external. So Ramananda said, that is external? I mean, becoming situated as a brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasi, or Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra is proper. You do your duties, you get dharma, which gives you artha, you can enjoy calm, and then moksha. And you're happy. He said, no. That's external. He offered something else. Offering all the fruits of your labor to Krishna. External. understanding who Krishna is. External. So Ramananda Rai was being pressed. He was thinking that nobody has the daring and audacity to say that this is external. Only when Ramananda Rai offers a verse from from the 10th canto, Jnane prayasam udapasya. Give up. Udapasya is like bringing somebody to your gate and give him a kick on the backside. Out. Kick out. This desire to have jnana. Namanta eva. Become humble. San mukharitam bhavadiya vartan. Something what Prabhupada has instituted for all of us. We come into Prabhupada's room, his house, his temple, and we hear from Prabhupada and the previous acharyas. For the first time, Mahaprabhu smiled and said, Eho hoy, this is good. Anything higher than that? So he said, well, even higher than that is the bhakti done in Shantaras. This is good. Anything higher than that? So he went to Dasyaras, Sakhyaras, Vatsalyaras. Then he came to Madhuryaras. That the gopis are the best example. He said, anything you know beyond this? He said, nobody had asked a question like that before. But since you are here, I am being inspired to say something. And there is something. And what is that? Kanta Shiromani, the best among the gopis, Radhika Devi. Her love. And then they have this kind of discussion, which of course, Ramananda Rai is telling that you are making me speak. And Mahaprabhu is telling him, I am a Mayavadi sannyasi. How do I understand mellows? So both of them relished each other's association. Mahaprabhu left further. Now, he met two Ram Bhaktas. I found it very interesting when I went through those incidents. One Ram Bhakta said, from my childhood I used to chant Ram, 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 Ram. I'm a Ram Bhakta. I like to chant Lord Ram's name. So Mahaprabhu stayed at his place, took prasad, left the next day, went to 2-3 other places, came back again. And this Brahmana was now chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Mahaprabhu said, what happened? You have given up Ram? He said, no, I didn't give up, but I saw you and then now suddenly I'm inspired from within, I don't know. He gave certain evidences. I think Gaura Prabhu took this point also, how Murari Gupta stayed true to his own feature. By the way, what are we supposed to do as preachers? Catch everybody by the scruff of their neck and make them chant Hare Krishna? Well, please try to understand, this is not what is intended here. Rupa and Sanatan had a brother, Anupam. He was preached by both of them. Now can you imagine Rupa and Sanatan Goswami preaching to you and can you survive that avalanche of praman and so much of talk? And they said, Anupam, chant Krishna Nam. Krishna Nam is like, we all know, 1,000 Vishnu Nam is equal to 3 Ram Nam and it's equal to 1 Krishna Nam. So he said, I'll try. The next day morning, he said, no, my tongue feels it is betrayal. I can't give up my Lord Raghavendra. I can't give him up. So Prabhupada's lectures, some of them give us this hint. Prabhupada would say, especially to those who would come with this understanding that, oh, we already have a name of the Lord. So Prabhupada said, you chant that name. If you don't have any, we have the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. No problem with that. And then let's see what happens. So this is much more common sense oriented rather than making somebody, and of course we are talking of high devotees, high personalities, almost on the level of eternal associates. So to one, they are very rigid on something on one hand, on the other they are very, very flexible. But here it almost seems like the rasa has taken over and spiritual life is based on taste. Like, is idli sambar better than aloo paratha? I see some South Indian faces saying no, and some North Indian faces saying yes. It's all a matter of taste. I know one devotee who went to Tirupati and came back after 3 days saying, aloo paratha nahi mila. I said, well, you went to Tirupati with darshan. Darshan sab theek hai. But I couldn't get that. And some of our other devotees, when they go to the north, sometimes they don't get rice. Or as Subuddhi Rai, who would especially welcome Bengali Vaishnavas from Bengal by giving them mustard oil massage and bhat, hot rice. Ami Bengali, amake bhat lagbe. So they need rice. So we see all kinds of subtle flavors here. But at least with this Brahmana, see, at least in my case, I was not chanting any mantra. So how do I come and say that, Ram Nam is better than Krishna Nam or Krishna Nam is better than this Nam? For you for those of you who were not chanting anything, just accept what Mahaprabhu or Prabhupada has given. Here we see somebody who has that taste, the change of taste. Is change possible? Does something change the spiritual world? Sure it does. Spiritual life is a life of possibilities. Anything can happen, but everything doesn't happen necessarily. If you are eternally situated in a particular taste, why would you want to change? But that doesn't mean that you can't change. I think Kavichandra Maharaj said yesterday that those who worship Krishna strongly, strong Braja Bhav, and then you are introduced to Gaurang Mahaprabhu's Gaur Leela, and you like this, you like that too. So what does Krishna do? He gives you dual personalities. You are in both Leelas. Why? There is no problem. Some devotees are attracted to the Audarya aspect, some to the Madhurya aspect. Of course, it's completely premature to discuss what will we enjoy there. It's just like a tuberculosis patient who's lost 37 kilos in 2 months and now discussing, doctor, what will I enjoy when I become fit and how will I go there? Take your medicine first. So, this is our medicine. Regulated chanting, hearing, fasting, feasting. Both. Fasting and feasting, no difference, right? Just the E in between. Not much of a difference. The E takes sometimes 12 hours. That's the only difference. So don't misunderstand. It's not like Mahaprabhu went with a sledgehammer and just made everybody, it was like at gunpoint, chant Krishna Nam because I say so. No, it was not like that. It is more like a rasa change. Then there is a case of, in Madurai, another Brahmana. This is on the bank of the Kritamala river. Mahaprabhu went there. He took his bath. And he asked the Brahmana that no bhajan, no bhojan. He said, well, Lakshmana has gone out and he will get some vegetables, some roots and herbs, and then Sita Mai will cook, and then they will offer it to Lord Ram, they will take, and then whatever remnants are available, we'll take. Mahaprabhu was very pleased with this. This man is in Kali Yuga, but his consciousness is in Satya Yuga, in Treta Yuga. He said, what do you mean Lakshmana will bring something? So he could understand, it's very exalted. Mahaprabhu came after his bath, say 10ish, something like that. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, finally some prasadam was available. And Mahaprabhu took. And this Brahmana fasted. He says, why don't you take something? He said, I'm very morose. He says, why morose? What is the cause? Why are you so sad? He said, Sita Devi is the goddess of fortune. She's the internal potency. She's Chinmayi. Her body is not made of material elements. How come this Ravana can kidnap her? I can't stand that. I can understand it. I disapprove of it, and I don't really know. It doesn't make any sense. Mahaprabhu was very happy seeing his consciousness. So he said, look, the Sita which was stolen by Ravan was the Maya Sita, the illusion. No materialistic endeavor can touch any spiritual object. You simply can't. It is beyond you. So he got a bit pacified. Then Mahaprabhu gave him more praman, more evidences. Finally, Mahaprabhu actually went to a place near Rameshwaram. He found the Kurma Puran there. The Kurma Puran actually had those verses. He copied it, kept the copy in the temple, took the originals with him, brought it to the Brahman and said, look, this is the Praman. That when Sita Devi entered into the fire, see, like the Sita's Agni Pariksha is like a big sentimental issue in India. You know, what is this society? Why only females have to undergo this kind of purification, blah, 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 so many things. But these people they are not transcendentalists. They are looking at Ramayana from today's Kali Yuga, family-oriented drama kind of scene. I don't think they'll be able to understand anything of that. So when Sita, this is Kurma Purana's evidence, when Sita Devi entered the fire, it was important she should enter. So what happened? The Maya Sita entered the fire, and Agni Dev brought the original internal potency out, and that was the Sita which remained with Lord Ram. So it is a pastime. And hearing this, the Brahmana was very satisfied. In fact, more than satisfied. He said, the way you have explained, and by spending this time with you, I am convinced you are that Lord Ram who has come to meet me. Mahaprabhu said, don't disclose this to anyone. I am doing some other business. And now he was happy. Now he was satisfied. Mahaprabhu went further. I told you about some books which Mahaprabhu took at Adi Keshav temple. Mahaprabhu saw this copy of Brahma Samhita. There are 100 chapters. We only have the 5th chapter, and that only about the first one, Ishvara Parama verse, and then from 29 onwards which we chant, about 30-40 verses are available. Actually it is 100 chapters. He immediately got it copied, got it with him. Then he went to Kolhapur. Same, we have our Radha Gopinath Prabhu preaching there, Gopichandra Vallabh Prabhu and others. He visited the temple of Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi. He went to Pandharpur. He took darshan of Lord Vitthal. There someone told him that there is a sannyasi called Rangapuri. Who knows about your brother? Why Mahaprabhu went to South India? To find his brother. But till that time he didn't talk about his brother at all. He was doing all this preaching and all these other kinds of things. He met Rangapuri and he said, your brother, he came from Navadip area. Oh, he took the name Shankararanya. He preached and now he has taken Samadhi. Mahaprabhu learned about that. And then Rangapuri said, you are from Navadip. I happened to visit that place. Like sometimes we are curious as to when these great sannyasis meet, what do they talk? What exactly is their subject matter of discussion? He said there was this Brahmana family. The name of the Brahmana was Jagannath Mishra. His wife was like the mother of the universe. Oh, and one shark preparation which she had cooked, I can't forget the taste of it. So even great souls, they discuss some items, some shark curry, whatever. And Mahaprabhu said, I am their son. He says, in my Purva ashram, before taking sannyas, I was there, staying there. Rangapuri had to go to Dwarka. Mahaprabhu came further. As I said, we are just going to be it's going to be like a simple overview. Near Pandharpur is a place called Satara. Many of you might be knowing. A pure Brahmana community used to stay there. There, Mahaprabhu found a book, Krishna Karnamrita. He made a copy of that. And now he has two books, Brahma Samhita as well as Krishna Karnamrita. He brought it back to Ramananda Rai. Ramananda Rai was overjoyed. Now you have turned full loop. He read those books and Mahaprabhu ordered him, give up your job. Some of you must have had this experience. Some preacher telling you, give up your job. And he said, I have already discussed with the king. He says, come with me now. And Mahaprabhu was pushing him. He said, look, I'll come with horses and chariots, elephants and processions. It doesn't look nice for a sannyasi to come like that. You go ahead, in 10 days time I'm coming back. I'm following you. Mahaprabhu agreed. They came up to Allalnath. Mahaprabhu sent Krishnadas forward to tell Nityanand Prabhu. Nityanand Prabhu was so happy. He brought all the devotees. As they came in procession, chanting and dancing, in Jagannath Puri, Sauram Bhattacharya was there to meet them. The first thing he said is, today is lunch at my place. I reserve you. And Mahaprabhu agreed. That day they took prasad. All night long, Mahaprabhu started telling them stories of what happened. All the places which he visited. We will end here with a small Ashirvachan from Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami. Prabhur Tirtha Yatra Katha Shune Jai Jan Chaitanya Charane Paye Gada Prema Dhan. All those who listen to Mahaprabhu's visit to South India will get pure love of Godhead, that treasure, unto the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki, Sri Gaur Purnima Mahamotsav ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.